Climate change is one of the biggest challenges of our time, and everyone around the world is experiencing it. As Climate Launchpad, we can do something about it.
We are the world's largest green business ideas competition. We give teams with green ideas a stage and an opportunity to grow into sustainable companies.
What is truly unique about Climate Launchpad is the fact that it's an idea competition.
Climate Launchpad helps you understand your business in a very fast and precise way.
Join and train in your own country and compete online, globally.
We're thinking global and we're acting local.
Well, I think what's really special is connecting the policies with the practicalities, and it's bringing partnerships into the game, and it's raising awareness.
So just go there and do it. Do it.
Hi there, welcome everyone. My name is Alissa and it's my pleasure to be the host for the European finals of the Climate Launchpad competition. We're here at TU Delft in the Netherlands and we're bringing to you this exciting event together with our partners EIT, Climate-KIC and Bank of America. This year it's the 11th edition of the Climate Launchpad competition and 50 countries participated. Last Monday, 6 startups qualified for this final event. Today, we will see the pitches of these 6 teams, followed by a live Q&A with the jury. They will hand out some interesting prize money. We will have a few short breaks and an inspiring talk from our partner Bank of America. So stay tuned as we will learn, enjoy and be challenged by our finalists and our guests, whom I will introduce to you soon. But for now, let's take a moment to learn about Climate Launchpad's journey so far. I'd like to welcome on stage Chrétien Herben, one of our Climate Launchpad trainers and expert in this field. Thank you for being here on stage today. It's the 11th year already of Climate Launchpad, and you've been closely involved from the beginning. What do you think makes Climate Launchpad really stand out?
Well, Climate Launchpad plays a vital role in tackling climate change by nurturing green entrepreneurship and fostering innovation. It's all about empowering startups one at a time to create these lasting environmental solutions. And each of these startups works towards the same goal, and Climate Launchpad brings together this whole collective of startups all working together to tackle climate change.
Yeah, amazing. So, and over 1,100 signed up for the journey, right? What's the secret to its success?
Well, I think the secret is in the commitment of the entrepreneurships. They're not only passionate about their innovation, but they also share this highly motivated drive to make positive impact on the world. And Climate Launchpad not only focuses on the product innovation, but it also develops the participants in entrepreneurship by teaching them the skills to set up and run successful, scalable businesses that are sustainable not only for the environment, but also for the market.
Yeah, they're really green entrepreneurs. So what have you been noticing in this year's edition? Are there like any specific trends or developments?
Yeah, I think there's 2 trends that stand out this year. The first is all about sustainable fashion. So it's about rethinking production methods. It's about extending the lifetime of garments, but also about reusing disposed clothing for new biomaterials. And the second trend that we see is all about sustainable living, and then with the focus of awareness and education. Yeah. So we see a lot of innovations for people's homes that sort of drive them to take responsibility for the environment.
Wow, sounds like good developments to me. In March this year, we kicked off the registration process for the 2024 competition. What kind of stories did you hear from our participants?
Well, there's a lot of amazing stories. So first one is, I did the training for the Dutch boot camp, and this was fabulous. In the middle of Artis, so the zoo in the Netherlands, you could smell and you could hear the animals, and in the breaks you could walk amongst the lions and the elephants, and it was really inspiring. Yeah. And I also heard a story about a German team that on their way to the boot camp actually got a flat tire. So they had to stop by the side of the motorway, but it didn't stop them from participating. So they participated from the side of the motorway in the boot camps. So it's really inspiring. Yes.
That's what we call dedication, right? And today it's about spotlighting the 6 finalists of the European finals. What can these ultimate finalists really look forward to?
Yeah, so there's cash prizes for the finalists. So the first prize is 1,500 euros, then the runner-up gets 1,000, and the third prize winner gets 500 euros. But I think it's not so much about the money. The real value is in the exposure that they get. So being at this platform, it provides them with recognition, but also opens the doors to investors, to other partnerships and future possibilities, and it will really give them a boost.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Well, thank you, Christian. And let me come back to you shortly, because wow, we have a jam-packed program for you this afternoon. I really cannot wait to learn anything more about these 6 finalists. But first, I would like to introduce the jury to you. And I'm really glad I'm not in their shoes, but it is an honor to introduce to you our 4 jury members. So first up, we have Marjan Krijns. Welcome. Thank you for joining. You're the director of the Green Village. Marjan, with your background in sustainability innovation, what interests you most when reviewing these green business ideas?
Yeah, for me, being at a technical university, of course, I look at the technical viability of the innovation. Is it really innovative? And are they already far enough to come to a prototype and a testing? And maybe we can welcome them into our field lab.
Into your field lab. Well, I think that would be a great opportunity for these finalists. Thank you. Then next, we have a former Climate-Launchpad champion, I can say. So welcome, Sebastian Hersberger.
Thank you.
You won the Climate-Launchpad Europe competition last year in 2023, so you really know what it takes to stand out. What key qualities will you be looking for in today's presentations, and what advice do you have to our contestants?
I look for innovative solutions that really have the potential to leave an impact and create an impact, and of course market potential. And yeah, my advice is fairly simple. Don't get too nervous.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good one. So contestants, good luck with that. Now, welcome, Ekaterina Smagina. You're the Finance Innovation Specialist at Climate-KIC. What do you believe that the ideas presented today should address?
Well, I think we all know that to address large-scale climate mitigation and adaptation, we need innovative solutions. And what I'm really looking forward to seeing is tangible impact, scalable solutions, and new business models that the teams will present.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Good luck also today in the jury. And last but certainly not least, we have Sjoerd van Hooijdonk, Managing Director at Bank of America. So Sjoerd, with your financial expertise, you really add a unique dimension to our panel. What has your attention in today's presentations?
I'm going to look for differentiation in the business models versus existing solutions, as well as obviously the commercial viability and opportunity that they address.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and also welcome. Thank you, jury members, and thank you for being here today with us. Well, I think it is almost time for some pitch action. So the teams have worked very hard to inspire and impress. They have followed a program to really sharpen their ideas and therefore made it all the way to today's finals. Christian, can you tell us a little bit about the first 3 teams that are coming up so that we know what to expect?
Yeah, so the first 3 teams we see, they're all in the sustainable living space, I would say. So we have Solar PV. They make these small solar panels that actually work indoors, which is, I think, really amazing. And you can use them to replace all sorts of battery power for all sorts of equipment in-house. And BioCM and TerraVersa, they work all on new construction materials. So BioCM uses bio-waste to make new installation material, which of course is very sustainable, but it also gives the farmers some extra income. Yeah. And TerraVersa, they make a new kind of building block that not only has a low footprint, but also is very healthy for the indoor environment.
Wow, well, you really got me curious. So we will start with the first set of pitches today. Each team prepared a 5-minute pitch, and after streaming that video, they will have a live Q&A of 3 minutes with the jury. All right, here we go. We will start with the first team, which is Team Solar PV.
Hi, did you know that over 50 million alkaline batteries are being disposed daily? With the growth of the wireless sensors market, this number is projected to double by 2030. I'm Josef, the CEO and co-founder of Solar PV, and I'm excited to introduce to you a tiny photovoltaic panel that captures the indoor light that surrounds us to generate power. Unlike the traditional silicon-based solar panels like those found in calculators, Our panels are highly efficient, potentially making the battery used in a wide range of applications a thing of the past. Solar PV panels are priced at the equivalent of only 3 AA alkaline batteries, making them significantly more cost-effective than any competing solution. Our strategy is to sell this panel to electronic manufacturers to be integrated into their devices. Now let's understand the market. Our initial target market is the Building Energy Management Systems, BEMS, which is based on environmental and movement sensors. We will start in Germany and Israel. It's a $200 million market with a clear unmet need. In Germany alone, there are tens of manufacturers with some with billions of dollar revenues, such as InOcean, Asbel, and Siemens. In our second year, we will expand to other countries in Europe and to Singapore, which demonstrated a strong commitment to energy-efficient building standards. By years 3, 4, and 5, we will scale our reach to the broader US, Japan, and South Korea. Our expansion will be accelerated because of the high value of the product. Having said that, let's take a retrofit installation of BEMS sensors in a building as an example. Deploying wired devices is clearly the most expensive and sophisticated approach, making the wireless sensors the optimal choice. When comparing the TCO over 10 years, the PV-powered sensors would deliver a 40% savings compared to battery-powered ones. And what makes our product unique is the simplicity and efficiency of its production. We create these panels through a layer-by-layer printing process using stable and cost-effective materials. We do that using same type of printer that is used to print onto your shirts. No need for clean rooms or complex machinery. This approach is what makes our product so affordable. Our technology is protected by a pending patent, ensuring that our unique solution remains exclusive. The uniqueness of the product addresses a wide range of market demands. During our customer discovery process, we received 5 letters of interest among 19 interviews, where we identified that IoT manufacturers are seeking for a solution that would enable plug-and-play installation, low price, and maintenance-free devices. And this can be achieved by making PV panels with 20% efficiency, price tag lower than $10, and lifespan higher than 10 years. Therefore, we are confident that our product is the optimal choice for manufacturers. Our goal is to achieve a $10 million profit by year 5. This will be driven by the sale of 1.6 million panels annually, with a $6 profit per unit. The key factor contributing to this success will be capturing market share, net price, and number of products per deal. Our product offers not only cost effectiveness but also sustainability. When comparing the carbon footprint of 2 AA batteries to a single panel, our solution already demonstrates a 75% reduction in CO2 emissions. By capturing just 15% of the beachhead market, our product could prevent the release of 10,000 metric tons of CO2 over its 10-year lifespan, achieving 97% reduction by eliminating the need for battery replacement. Together with me, Professor Loaz Edgar, who is a technology founder and an active consultant, Dr. Batel, she has over 10 years of experience in the fabrication of perovskite-based solar panels. We look forward to eliminate the need for disposable batteries by using sustainable indoor PV panels. By 2030, our vision is to scale the business to a valuation of $150 million while reducing 5,000 metric tons CO2. Thank you, and I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Wow, thank you, Solar PV. Congratulations to your spot in the finals. I hope you're ready for the jury. So jury, if you're ready, we will start with the clock and you have 3 minutes to ask your questions. Marianne, can I start with you?
Yeah, I have a very small technical question. So I was wondering, maybe I didn't understand correctly, but is it correct that you don't use any batteries?
Right, so actually we do not use disposable batteries. In some cases, there will be need for a very small rechargeable battery, since at the end, we will be implementing our PV devices in electronic consumers. At the daylight, they will harvest the light to generate power, but sometimes we need to use this kind of devices at the night. And therefore, if there is a very small rechargeable battery to be recharged, then at night this device will be operated, and again day after it will be recharged, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that will be definitely my advice. Look very carefully at the storage capacity, because otherwise it's useless. If you only can use it when there is light, then we have enough PV electricity on your roof. You especially need it when there's no PV, when there's no sun or daylight.
That's correct. Actually, we already made a POC with the small rechargeable battery and with small supercapacitor, and it worked fantastic.
Very nice, thank you.
Good to hear. All right, next question, Sebastian.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do you already, are you already producing, and where are you producing the product?
Yes, so we are at the final stages in our R&D, finalizing the optimization of the product. Production, we are not there yet. We believe that we'll be there in a few months. So we are making a few tens of panels per week, and we want to make hundreds to be implemented in the potential customers that we are already in contact with.
Thank you.
Exciting times. Sjoerd.
Could you comment on what the pending patent you currently have sets your product apart from any other existing solutions in the marketplace?
Yeah, sure. So basically, let's talk about the technology itself. It's based on perovskite. So we are already different from other technologies such as OPV and DCC. I will not get into details on this, but I will be glad to explain if needed offline. So in the field of perovskite, there are mainly three types of panels. And our structure is different because we make the structure in such a way that we print 4 layers, and then we print the 5th layer that which is the active material, which penetrates all over. This is a very unique, all over the layer. This is a very unique approach, which enables us to recycle the active material in a very feasible way. We are the only structure of PV panel that is recyclable because of the structure.
All right. Wow. I think you took most out of the Q&A. Well done. Thank you so much. Thanks for every input right now. It's time for us to go on to our next team. It's another exciting pitch. So let's put the spotlight on BioCM.
Did you know that the construction sector alone makes up 40% of the total annual carbon emissions on a global scale? Now that is a big problem, and we've realized that we really can't go on building in this way. So the only way forward really is to rethink how and what we build with. At BioCM, we want to rethink construction materials by revaluing agricultural wastes that are locally abundant. We sell bio-based insulation boards made from extracted wheat straw for conventional building systems. So a bit of context, our product sits within the wider insulation industry, more specifically within the natural fiber insulation category, also known as NFI. Now we realize that our entryway into this market is through these NFI suppliers. Why? Because they have an extensive customer network. So the NFI market share of the UK's total insulation market stands for only 0.2%, while the leading countries in Europe, France and Germany, both represent 5 to 10% of their total insulation market. By acquiring the necessary European CE standards, we ensure market entrance through the UK, France and Germany's NFI suppliers, which is our beachhead market. This will set the foundation for us to scale across Europe, which is our next market, and our goal is to reach our global market with Asia Pacific and North America in the lead. So let's talk about price. Our biggest competitors in the wider insulation industry are actually derived from the petrochemical industry. They represent the biggest chunk, with the brands of Silotex and Kingspan priced at an average of 22 euros. In the natural fiber insulation category, wood fiber boards are our biggest competitors, with Stako leading the market with 25 euros per board. Our BioCM insulation boards are competitively priced in comparison to both wood fiber boards and conventional boards. So not only do we offer a better price than our competitors, but we're also repurposing agricultural wastes that are locally abundant through our one-of-a-kind fiber extraction process, while also creating a new revenue for farmers. In our circular model, we've ensured that by the time our product reaches its end of life, it can be upcycled into a new product, or it can just be crushed up and returned back to the soil. So far, we've talked to a total of 29 customers, including architects, contractors, and NFI suppliers. What we've learned the most was the great value that lies in the retrofit market. Also, while we thought that our biggest competitors in the industry are hemp-derived boards, well, it turned out to be wood fiber boards. In our 5th year of financial projections, after acquiring 80% of our customers from our beachhead market, we are projecting to sell 20,000 products to each customer per year. With our product priced at 15 euros, which gives us a profit of 40%, we earn about 16 million in profit per year. So in total, we save more than 170,000 tons of CO2 emissions in our beachhead market by year 5, while also sequestering more than 220,000 tons of carbon. So on the scale of a house, this would equate to saving more than 2,000 kilograms of CO2 emissions. Also saving more than 2 trees, while also sequestering more than 27,000 kilograms of CO2 emissions. BioCM was founded by 4 partners who wish to exemplify an ethical and sustainable way of working. Our goal is to earn 10% of the European NFI market share within 10 years. Together with our shareholders who have more than 30 years of experience in the field, we want to become a leading innovation center in bioconstruction materials. Thank you for your time.
Wow, another very impressive pitch. Thank you for that. It's time to let your value proposition speak for you. So are you ready for the jury? Ekaterina, can I ask you for the first question?
Yeah, sure. That was a very interesting circular proposition. What I'd be curious to understand is what is your strategy to supply the inputs from the wheat straw? Have you thought about how you will get that supply?
You mean the feedstock?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so we're actually looking into a model of placing ourselves close to the farms as much as possible, where this would actually lower our carbon emissions in terms of transportation of getting the bales to our facilities, and it would be a smaller model to supply the products regionally to the work sites.
All right, thanks. Marianne, do you have a second question?
Yeah, I was also very, very much impressed by your pitch. Very interesting. And we are here in the Netherlands also experiencing a lot with these bio-based materials. So I was wondering, are you only making the material in a plate, in a format, or are you also using the straw directly for insulation?
So currently what we're doing is we have a fiber extraction technology, which allows us to use a wide range of agricultural byproducts. But right now we're focusing on wheat straw just because of its abundance in the UK and Europe, because it's the crop that's harvested the most. But right now we're kind of focusing on a board format based on our market research. That happens to be the best type of format that is currently being used as insulation. But it does have the capacity to be used as different types of insulation and also other building materials potentially.
Yeah, and just out of curiosity, you're doing a PhD yourself, I saw. At which university is that?
So I'm an architecture student in my 3rd year at the University of Brighton. My co-founder, Roxanne, is doing her PhD in sustainable manufacturing at Cranfield University in the UK. And she's emphasizing on this small model So she's doing her PhD.
And are you also using the knowledge of the university to strengthen your startup further?
So I did use the facilities at the university in the summer to do some preliminary tests on our prototypes to get the U value, the thermal conductivity, the density. So yes, I've been kind of using the labs as a support.
Very interesting. Yeah, very good choice.
Good. And lots of potential. One final question. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, how do you do the production? So where will be, I mean, where will you produce and how is that organized? Or will that be organized?
Yes. So right now we're currently placed in Horsham. It's a facility that has been provided to us by our shareholders. But we're currently doing more research into, again, how we can place ourselves closer to the regions where they're harvested. So we can
that
make
would be your next step, right? Yeah. So thank you. Time's up. I'm sorry for that, but great answers. Kudos on the job. For us, it's time to go to the third pitch of today, which is Team Terraversa.
People talk a lot about sustainability nowadays, but what does that really mean? What is the ultimate goal? I like to replace the word sustainability with health. Isn't that really the ultimate goal? A healthy planet, good health and well-being for you and for me. Have you ever heard of sick building syndrome or multiple chemical sensitivity? Probably not, but these are problems recognized by the World Health Organization that affect more than a quarter of the world's population, 2.5 billion people. And not people in poor countries. We're talking about people like you and me right here in Europe, because this is one of the epicenters of sick building syndrome. This is a major problem, slowly debilitating your health, shortening your lifespan, and essentially killing you. At Terraversa, we're fusing tradition with modern technology and knowledge to bring about a paradigm shift in the construction industry to build back a better, more sustainable and healthier future, and no more sick buildings. We fabricate earth-based construction products. Our main product is the compressed stabilized earth brick, and we sell directly to builders, but we generally access this market through the architectural fraternity. We can sell these bricks for as little as 25 cents a unit. Our beachhead market is your home, because home is where the heart is, it's where your life unfolds and where your family grows up, and we want to create livable, breathable cities. Another reason for focusing on the residential sector is that it is the fastest growing construction sector, set to double by the year 2027. If we take a look at the market scale of the brick industry, it is massive. In Valencia alone, where we are based, if we could replace every brick with a healthy alternative, we'd be looking at a market size of around 500 million euros per annum. We believe that the built environment is a third skin that protects and nurtures you and your family. And our promise at Terraversa is to deliver innovative solutions for a sustainable construction that brings health back into your life. The growing values that we see in the market and for which we adapt our products are health, low carbon, and a shift to semi-rural and rural areas. This is consistent with a multitude of post-pandemic studies that we have read that show an increased interest in sustainable architecture and healthy architectural alternatives of 82%. Our first step has been to introduce the compressed stabilized earth brick to the Spanish market. We've tested this in the field, having sold approximately 40,000 units, and we're currently looking for a partner to take over the fabrication process so that we can scale up efficiently. But not only are we taking the brick industry head on, we're also developing sustainable earth-based solutions for mortar, plaster, paint, panels, and of course the holy grail of ecological construction and earth-based concrete. We've quoted around 63 clients and have converted 15 of these. The feedback that we've received from these clients, both those won and lost, have led us to focus on 3 particular aspects. We've increased the automation of our production process to lower costs. We've included new formats and modules of bricks, and we've improved the structural capacity with new recipes. We've also explored the circular economy for options for a source of raw material. Here's a snapshot of our financials here, focused on the single-family dwelling market, which is the market we currently have access to. As you can see, it's a small market, but quite viable. We're bringing down the costs by innovating with new machinery and challenging government legislation, which should have a knock-on effect to the price that we can deliver to our clients. We're also trying to increase customer numbers by reaching out to new markets, such as multi-story inner city developments. These are the key drivers that we see for our future success. Our products produce no contamination, have an exceptionally low carbon footprint, and produce no waste. On top of this, they are 100% fully recyclable. And our brick, the embodied energy and carbon emissions of our brick is approximately 12 times less than that of a conventional brick. My name's Daniel. I'm an Australian architect. This is my partner, Ivan. He's a Spanish engineer. Combined, we have 40 years of experience in the construction industry, and together with our partners, we want to start a revolution. And we'd like you to join us because, as Eduardo Galeano once said, many small people in small places doing small things can change the world. Thank you.
Wow, thumbs up. Your startup has really presented a compelling case. Let's go on to the jury. Sjoerd, can I start with you?
Yeah, thank you. At 25 cents per brick, can you speak to the cost competitiveness of your product? And can you also speak to the differentiation versus the traditional bricks in terms of quality and durability, please?
Yeah, so our brick at 25 cents a unit, it's approximately 3 times cheaper than any other brick on the market, conventional brick. In terms of qualities and standards, it meets all the same standards as a conventional brick. We actually follow the same normativa, as they call it here in Spain, the standard. We have our own standard, but our standard is basically a copy-paste of the standard for ceramic brick.
All right, thanks. Hey, Katrina.
Thank you for an inspiring pitch. Slightly following on from the previous question, quite a basic question, but I'd like to understand what is the resilience of earth-based bricks in cases of extreme weather, so flooding or extreme heat? How does that compare to existing materials?
It compares, because we follow a standard, which is standard for the entire brick industry. It's applicable in the same way that you would use any other brick, whether that be in freezing conditions or flooding or whatever it is. There are certain, when we're consulting with a client, we do consult in terms of particular detailing that they should bear in mind, but it's detailing that really should be taken into account with all types of brickwork. Just in our case, for the maintenance and longevity of the product, we have a consultancy available to help people to detail their architectural designs.
Thank you. Yeah.
How is the technology protected?
There's no protection. In fact, earth bricks were first made in 1955 in Colombia. It's a technology that was developed by a Colombian engineer, and ever since then people have been evolving the technology, which is what we're doing. Our brick, as opposed to other earth bricks in the market, is we used recycled earth, and we've been experimenting with new stabilization techniques with using nanotechnology and also using alkaline activation, and that's what defines our brick. But at the moment we haven't put a patent out or anything. I'm actually more interested to patent the idea of earth concrete. So I've been researching and developing that more than focusing on the bricks.
All right, well, time for one final question. Maybe Marianne, from your side?
Yeah, you say there's very low carbon. Is it also in the production process? Is it the drying process? Is it a baking process? How do you get the hard material?
Yeah,
10 seconds.
Exactly. It's the baking process. So the brick industry at large has a huge carbon footprint.
Exactly,
because of the energy they use in cooking the brick.
Yeah.
So we don't cook it. It's just cured.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. The time's up, unfortunately. Thank you so much. And wow, these were the 3 pitches. Time really flies. You all did an amazing job. Thank you, jury, as well. I'm really excited for the next set of pitches, but for now, let's take a small break. Hi there, welcome back. We are ready to start with the final 3 pitches of today. So, Chrétien, what can you tell us about the final 3 pitches of today?
Yeah, so these 3 pitches are all very different from each other. So Wilks, the first one, they focus on the transport sector, and they've developed this tire pressure system that can automatically adjust the tire pressure in each individual wheel, resulting in a more efficient and a safer driving.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, and we have Dual Energy. They have this innovative solar panel system, and this allows farmers to use the same field for growing crops and at the same time generate energy, which is really amazing. And the final one, Wattwise, they have a system that enables homeowners with solar panels that generate excess energy to distribute this excess energy to their neighbors, so nothing actually goes to waste.
Wow, I can imagine it will get difficult for the jury. But let's go with the final 3 pitches of today. Here we go, Team Wilks.
Hello everyone, my name is Roy Cantor. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Wilks, and I'm proud to be representing our company in this year's Climate Launchpad competition. The deal that we're proposing is simple. We provide an add-on autonomous system that can adaptively optimize the tire pressure in real time to logistical fleets in exchange for $45 per tire. The first market that we aim to penetrate, our beachhead market, is the logistical freight trucking industry in the United Kingdom. From there, we want to expand to the European and American markets for new and used heavy and light duty vehicles. Having optimally inflated tires can reduce fuel consumption by up to 9% and increase tire longevity by between 42 to 100%. This translates to a potential annual reduction of operating costs per freight truck of 11.61%. The way that our system optimizes the tire pressure begins with the sensing and monitoring of all the different external and internal factors that may affect the tire performance. Then, our system calculates what is the optimal contact area of the tire with the road in the given situation. Then, our system inflates and deflates itself inside the tire to increase or decrease the effective tire pressure. In the past year, we managed to speak to 6 different logistical fleets, 3 OEMs, 2 insurance companies, and 2 tire manufacturers. These meetings were paramount to our understanding of their pain points and the fine-tuning of our go-to-market strategies. For example, when talking to logistical fleets, we understood that the biggest pain point is high operating costs. Therefore, they are in dire need of expense-reducing technologies and are very prone to adopt new technologies. Also, when talked to tire manufacturers, even though we increase tire longevity, we learned that our interests, business interests, can align due to the ongoing trend in the tire manufacturing business of tire as a service business model. Given that we are a hardware solution, we project that the earnings, financial projections of our earnings will begin from the year 2027. Given our beachhead market and estimated penetration rate, we estimate an annual profit in 2027 of a little over $13 million. Our climate impact can be split into 2. First, our environmental impact. By reducing fuel consumption and increasing tire longevity, our system could potentially reduce the carbon footprint from transportation by a little less than 520 million metric tons. Additionally, having optimally inflated tires shortens braking distance by approximately 20%. Therefore, our system could help save lives and prevent injuries. The team behind Wilks is comprised of myself and my 2 best friends in the past 10 plus years, Guy and Yuval, both former team leaders at the IDF's 8-1 unit and engineers. Our shared dream is to reduce transportation carbon footprint by 150 million metric tons by 2028, save more than 25,000 lives by 2028, and surpass $1 billion valuation by 2030. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Hi, thank you. What a nice pitch. So are you ready to impress the jury? Well, I think we know the drill, right? Let's go. Who will start? Can I give the word to you?
Sure. Thanks for the pitch. Actually, my main question is how exactly is the product incorporated to the wheel, or how does that work? I didn't get that.
Amazing. So our system is supplied as a kit, like an inflatable belt, if you will, that any garage, any tire person someone that changes the tires can basically take off the rubber, install our system, lock with a locking mechanism, put the rubber back on, and that's it. You can put it on new tires and tires as old as you want.
So if I may follow up on that, so how is then the go-to-market strategy? Is it sold to to whom is it sold? To the wheel manufacturers, or?
Yeah, so as I said, at first we target logistical fleets because we have seen that they are the most prone to adopt our technologies. We actually have a waiting list there. From there, we want to go to the consumer via insurance companies, mainly due to the safety benefits of our system. And then tire manufacturers and OEMs, we are already in talks with a few and have 3 POCs lined up in the next 6 months.
Wow, sounds busy. Go ahead, Sjoerd.
Yep, $45 per tire sounds like quite a big price compared to the value of the tire. So my question is, how much more longevity do you get out of the tire while using your system? What is the efficiency boost it brings?
Yeah, so as I said, in terms of tire longevity, it's between 42 to 100%. So that can amount to between 2.5 years to 3.5 years. Also, in terms of the pricing model, I agree that 45% is a sum, but compared to our competitors who sell at prices vary between 2 competitors, one sells for $270 per tire, the other for $385 per tire. They have both sold over 1 million units in the past 3 years each, and they are focused only on the Class 8 heavy-duty vehicles, and we can go from motorcycles to Class 8 heavy-duty vehicles, so we can cover all the industry.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. One short final question, maybe, Marianne?
Yeah, you answered my question, because I was wondering, are others doing this kind of things? I know it indeed from the cycling, the bicycle sector. I'm not familiar at all with the freight sector. So, but you already mentioned that you do have some competitors also doing this kind of optimization.
Yes, so in a sentence, we have 2 competitors in the heavy-duty vehicles, heavy-duty industry. But they are focused only on Class 8 trucks. We can go from Class 1 to Class 8 vehicles. And also Tesla is working on a solution for their trucks. So these are the only and main competitors in the market.
Wow. Thank you. And thank you for your great answers. Sounds very promising. So thanks for that. For us, it's time to put the spotlight on the 5th team of today. So please meet Team Dual Energy.
Hello everyone, we are Dual Energy and we help farmers grow crops and produce clean energy with smart photovoltaic systems. From now on, we will refer to this technology as agrivoltaics. We will sell to the farmers 1 megawatt in 3.5 hectares of land, which is equal to 3 football pitches. In exchange, we will receive a direct payment of 1 million euros and the farmer will have a payback in just 6 years, which is very short if compared to other green energy investments. Where are we going to sell our product? For our market analysis, we identified 3 key parameters. Firstly, the farmer should have a certain turnover and a certain amount of land in order to secure the investment from our financial partner. Then, it should be close to the transmission grid in order to sell the electricity. Given this, we identified 7,500 farms just in Italy. Because we are originally from Italy, Italy has an open legislation that is incentivizing agrivoltaics, and Italy has the right environmental condition from the deployment of the technology. Why are we so special? Our product has a lower cost of energy if compared to other normal photovoltaics or ground PV. And we will make the farmer financially independent while taking up only 15% of the farmable land. Ground PV can take up 80% of the farmable land, destroying agriculture and biodiversity. Then, thanks to our research in the IPESE lab of EPFL, the lab for energetical modeling, we will reach a savings of chemical and water of 30%. Given our research in EPFL, we perfectioned our product, which is a combination of proprietary hardware and software tailor-made for the farmer to increase the bee production by 80% and have a lifespan of 30 years, which is double the industry standard. Then the software part is crucial because it will help us reduce the designing time by 80% and target our crop loss of 0%. Are customers really interested in our product? The answer is yes. Our customer contact resulted in 6 letters of intent, 4 from the farmers, 1 from Nestlé, with whom we are currently negotiating for a proof of concept near Lausanne, and 1 with Promter, which is the sector association for farmers in the canton of Vaud in Switzerland. Farmers will need an additional source of revenue, and they are struggling to find one. Then they are scared to undertake a big investment, but we solve this with a one-on-one consultancy where we link them to a financial institution that will grant them the loan. And then they have concerns on the new know-how required to cultivate the land. But under our structure, they will use the same machinery and the same crop mix as before. So we got the first 4 letters of intent. Imagine if we take up 1% of the market share. We will have a profit of 28 million. This is thanks to the access to green financing given to our financial partner, Banca Etica, that will grant the loan to the farmers, then the partnerships and collaborations with Nestlé and Promter that will grant us access to hundreds of farmers worldwide, and then to the cost efficiency reached in our continuous research in EPFL. We are financially viable, but we also have a big impact on the climate. Our research will deploy green energy, will deploy sustainable materials and a fully local supply chain in Europe. And also we will have, of course, savings due to the agriculture. In our LCA, we will save 62,000 tons of CO2 per year. That is equivalent to what 3,200 households emit every year. Lastly, this is us. We are a group of engineers with diverse background and experience in agriculture. We are backed by Professor François Maréchal, which is the head of the lab of EPFL, and our dream is to create a synergy between solar generation and crop cultivation by empowering rural communities with our product. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for the pitch. Let's see what type of questions the jury has for you. Hey, Katrina, can I start with you?
Yeah, sure. That was a very interesting business model proposition. I think the agrivoltaic PV sector is growing, so I'd be quite interested to know what is your value add compared to existing agrivoltaic solutions?
Thanks, Katrina, for the question. And our main specialization stay on the software. We understood each stage of the crops, what the plants need. And so with our software, we can really tailor-make the solution for the plants and for all the inputs that the farmer could have, such as machinery, the type of irrigation, to deliver a design that will achieve 0% crop loss on the field.
Sounds very promising. Yeah, Marianne?
Yeah, I was wondering, what is your market for the electricity that you produce?
Super nice question. Thanks, Marianne. And for this kind of installation all over Europe, the European community is incentivizing a lot the price of electricity. We are talking for a fixed price for 20 years long, about 105 euros for megawatt an hour. That's why also our payback period is only 6 years, because this fixed price is very promising for electricity generation.
And you have these kind of contracts? They are promising you to take the electricity?
Absolutely, yes, because you will sell directly to the national grid. And then the national grid will displayed all the energy where it's needed, where is the demand.
Yeah, but you produce at the moment that everybody is producing, right?
Right, but because this kind of agrivoltaic plant is innovated and is all about research, Italian state, Spain state, French state are incentivizing to understand how agrivoltaic is working. And so in order to incentivize, they will say, you for every megawatt an hour you will produce, you will sell to the grid as a principle of you are the first one that is creating agrivoltaic.
All right, I think it's time for one final question. Go ahead, Sebastian.
I understood that the investment is about 1 million for a farmer. So how exactly is that being financed?
Thanks to our financial partner, Banca in Italy, for example. And this is an ESG bank that is interested in giving loan for farmers to help farmers and for having a renewable electricity generation.
Thanks.
All right. One final question maybe from one of the jury members. We still have like 30 seconds left. I think you have one shirt.
Well, I mean, the thing that interested me is indeed also a farmer pays 1 million. You say your differentiating qualities is in the software. Typically, we see subscription models within software businesses. Is this a lump sum one payment, or is there also a subscription underlying it to make people have people make use of your software?
5 seconds. Final answer.
Very shortly, the software is just the initial phase of the project. Thanks to our software, the farmer will have the best design, and then we will get the installation for them.
All right. Well, thank you for the short elaboration and well done. Thanks.
Thanks so much.
And for us, it's already time. I can't believe how fast this is going. To welcome our final contestant of today. So let's go to the pitch of Team Wattwise.
Hi everyone, we are Wattwise, bringing you energy cooperatives on autopilot. Now, what's an energy cooperative? Let's say you have a solar panel on your roof, but you don't actually use all the energy producers, while I, your lovely neighbor, would like to use more renewable energy. Well, we can now found an energy cooperative where you sell me your excess energy at a good price to you, while I still pay less than to my normal provider. So it's a win-win, it's good for the environment, and in the next 8 slides, I'll show you how we can help you do it. On the left, you have us, Wattwise, and we offer you a one-stop shop to found your own energy cooperative. And then once it's founded, we'll provide you with the software to manage and scale it. And all of that for only 30 euros per member per year. Our initial market are the 110 energy cooperatives within the area of Vienna. And we're actually already working with the first 10 of those, which is a total of 600 households. Next, we'll expand to the rest of Austria. There are currently about 5,000 energy cooperatives. Though it's really important to point out how quickly this market has grown, with only 5 cooperatives back in 2022. By 2029, we want to tackle the rest of Europe. At the moment, there are about 20,000 energy cooperatives, though again, future potential is tremendous, with Italy alone predicted to have between 25 to 100,000 energy cooperatives by 2030. Why use Wattwise? I already said energy cooperatives are good for you, they're good for the environment, but they can become quite a hassle to manage once you reach a certain number of members. So how do we get from here to here? By using Wattwise, of course. Usually it's about 390 euros or 26 hours to manage 1 cooperative member per year. With Wattwise, it's 30 euros in 0 hours, which in turn leaves you much more time to focus on social activities and community building, which is actually a really, really important aspect of these cooperatives. Energy cooperatives on autopilot means our one-stop shop and our management software, which offers automated accounting, so you don't have to, document management, keeping absolutely everything in order, member on and offboarding, which makes transitions super smooth, and data visualization, turning numbers into insights. Next, we'll start a B2B business model that actually monetizes our data insights and really helps to drive innovation in the energy sector. We know people want this because we talked to 12 cooperatives engaging with their over 600 members, asking them key questions related to the importance to profitability to them or what they expect from a service provider such as us. And some of the key insights we got were that they actually struggle to manage the cooperative once they reach 8 to 10 members, and they prefer a modular offering to our features. This last point in particular is something we didn't expect, but will definitely implement in the future. Now money. In 5 years' time, we estimate a profit of about 21.5 million per year, assuming European-wide service. That depends, of course, on value drivers such as customer life, our market share, but also the total actual size of the market at that point in the future. What's our impact? We enable you to use local renewable energy, and in 5 years we aim to cover 55% of our beachhead market, saving a total of 2,844 tons of CO2 per year, with an average household saving 21% of CO2 by being part of a cooperative. Additionally, we enable your cooperative to grow. While usually cooperatives struggle to grow past 8 to 10 members, by using Wattwise they can easily grow to 100 plus. Who's making this happen? We have Flo, our renewables expert, Mohammed, a seasoned programmer, myself with a background in finance and sales and previous startup experience, and then we have our senior advisor, August, who is an IT and project management specialist. Our goal, 10,000 energy cooperatives by 2029, Wattwise in at least 5 countries, creating a bunch of jobs along the way, and ultimately we aim to become the go-to platform for energy service providers due to our vast database on energy consumption and production. If this sounds interesting to you, please come reach out to us after the pitches or hit us up on LinkedIn at any point in time. Thank you very much for listening.
Wow, thank you so much for this presentation. So I hope you're ready to blow the jury away one final time. Let's see, who has the first question? Yeah, go ahead, Sebastian.
Yeah, it was a great pitch. Thank you for that. And I have a question. How does the customer acquisition strategy look like, and what's the sales process and implementation in terms of individuality and scalability?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think that's the most important focus for us at the moment, because we want to get as many people using our platform as fast as possible, because the real value of what we do actually lies then in the data we collect, I think. So the software that operates and scales the cooperative is just the beginning. At the moment, we don't really have any issues getting customers, so we don't even have our website up yet. And we just constantly have people reaching out to us because everyone is founding an energy cooperative at the moment, and they all come to us asking us to help them found, and then in turn also use our software. But in the future, our website goes live very soon. We have a list of all existing energy cooperatives in Austria, so that's our first target market, of course. A bunch of those are pretty big at the moment, a bunch of those are smaller, but this is our first market, and then we'll slowly go from there.
Yeah, go ahead, Marianne, next question.
Yeah, very interesting pitch indeed. I have 2 questions mainly. One, you're talking about energy cooperatives. What type of energy are you looking at? Is it only electricity or also heat and gas maybe? And the second one is you're a platform where you see supply and demand and how to do the calculations. Do you also do optimization and steering of the energy use at certain moments in the day, for example, in between the cooperative?
I think you probably know quite a lot about energy as well, I can tell from your question, because one of the problems we have sometimes is that energy cooperatives are still very new, so not everyone really knows what they are. But really, we don't control what energy is used, the cooperative decides. So usually for now, it's solar panels, because it's 2 households and the farmer and maybe the business next door who have 3 solar panels in total, and they found a cooperative. But it's not limited to that, right? We're working with a really innovative project here in Vienna, where they also included heat in the cooperative. But technically, you could also use wind power, though not many people at the moment have their own wind farm. And then as far as energy optimization goes, so the product we're launching right now doesn't really optimize energy at the moment, because we're still collecting the data from these cooperatives. But then in about half a year's time, we'll have enough data point to start working on optimizing their production and consumption as well.
All right, one final small question from the jury. Yeah.
I don't know nearly as much as Marianne about energy cooperatives. My question was, you talk about on and offboarding from the platform. Do you only take care of on and offboarding from kind of your software, or also from the collaborative grid that I think they should be on at that point? Or are you staying away from that last part?
10 seconds to answer the question.
We do everything. So if you start an energy cooperative, we'll do everything for you, and you don't have to worry about managing your members or what grid they're on or anything like that at all. We take care of it all.
Wow, that's a nice wrap up from your side. Thank you so much. Well, but also thank you to you, jury. And of course, thanks to all the teams we just saw. Big applause to all of you. Because we've seen a lot of different ideas and ambitions. And of course, some great pitch work. But these were the pitches of the European finals. The jury will definitely have some tough decisions to make. And really figure out which 3 teams will go home with a prize. For now, for all the finalists, it's time to really unwind. We will take a 15-minute break and get back to you after that with a very inspiring talk. See you soon. Welcome back. While the jury is still deliberating, we'd like to take the most out of this opportunity to tap into the expertise of our partner, Bank of America. So today with us is Catharina Kort. She's the head of EMEA Sustainable Asset Finance and the managing director of the Global Sustainable Finance Group. And hopefully she can give us a little tour through the money landscape. Catharina, welcome. Thanks for being here today. The floor is yours. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your role, and also the lessons you learned on financing in the impact startup landscape?
Hi, thank you so much for having me again. We had a similar conversation last year, and it was so exciting to see all the winners and see what happened with them. So my background is finance, as you can probably guess, but I actually have experience in the full capital structure. Might not mean a lot to everybody, but when we speak to founders, it's really about the money people find first is called equity. So in the equity financing, which I did for some years in my career, and then in project financing, which basically means what most founders do. They look at only one thing they do, and they would fund that one project or the one thing. And then I moved on in my career to do a lot of company analysis in the space of companies which are not doing so well. So I have a lot of experience in looking at companies and effectively telling them or analyzing what didn't go so well and try to make them go better. And now finally, after a long career in banking, I'm very active in the sustainability space. And there specifically, and that's very different from what you are doing here, is we look at very sizable projects which have proven in terms of their technologies or the way they've been set up, i.e. with good financing, that they can sustain risks. And we try to provide debt funding, so balance sheet funding from our Bank of America balance sheet. That's one area I mostly do. But obviously, we do lots of other things in America. And since we have a dual roles or triple roles in Europe, I very much also look at the innovation space. But that's more from a perspective of trying to support the overall dialogue in that sector. And then the third area, which we do here as well, is look at advisory, where we basically say, what should be green, what should be sustainable, what's really the right areas to look at. But my main expertise is really in understanding companies. And I don't think that's such a big difference because every single company in this program is a company which has to make profit. So I think that the relationship in that respect is very, very important.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I also think it's quite important for founders to start with this early on. I think you also prepared some insights, right, based on your expertise about what specific funds and programs are of great interest to them and also important things that they should consider. So please talk us through that. We're very curious to see which lessons learned you can help our founders with.
Yeah, so I think one area people or generally founders always struggle with is they think very hard about their project and very hard about what they do and maybe what the addressable market is and how the product is produced. And that is wonderful. However, being a lone wolf, which all of you in some regard are, is really also a question, in my view, to immediately start thinking about how to fund yourself. And since all of you are on this program, you're already thinking about that. And I think that's really fantastic. But there is a big company or a big governmental organization which you all need to think about as well, and Climate-KIC obviously is part of that. But the EU has many different programs, and this chart is available publicly, so there's nothing difficult about that. But there are two programs in the EU which all of you should be familiar with, and one is the Innovation Fund and one is InvestEU. And I'm saying that because my experience is that very often founders don't spend enough time on the funding side. What does this dialogue give you if you start funding discussions is really a professionalization of how you present yourself and how you go forward. And so even if you get a no, or even if you get many no's, I think it's an excellent way to better understand what the EU is looking for, or what people such as me would be looking for if I were the one who gives you money. So, so I think that's one area which I really wanted to allude to. And the second point here is, if you are the lucky person to find within a week of working every single day the right fund in the EU you want to apply to, then you have beaten the world record. So my point is, you have to be incredibly patient to find the right support mechanism on the EU website. And it's definitely took me and my juniors more than a month to put this kind of, to even find all of the various programs. So that's what I wanted to kind of give you as a main thing. Please apply to these programs. Please look for them, because they teach you what the market or what the EU is looking for. So I wanted to, one other point to make is there are many different companies and many different countries of the companies you are coming from. And the EU programs expand to lots of different countries, but several of the funds go also beyond the traditional EU funds. So I think it's important, obviously Germany and France and the others get a lot of money, but there are several funds which also are given to companies which are just within the periphery of the EU. So I wanted to give also one example, if that's okay, or is there another question you want me specifically to be addressed now?
No, it would be great if you can tell us more on this. That would be great. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the Innovation Fund is really quite an exciting fund, and that's why I kind of picked it. That's on my page 4, and we can spend more time on it. But they have a lot of money. They have 38 billion euros, and what they're trying to do, they're really trying to look for innovative technologies, and which have some sort of relationship to the emissions reductions. So it's for low carbon transition, but it's also for products which use less carbon or which are more environmentally friendly in terms of ensuring that there's less waste. But they do, and I think that is important, they specifically have a measure for CO2 improvement. Or pollution improvement as such, of methane and other, there are 3 or 4 categories. And I think that makes projects much more comparable and gives founders, again, an impetus to consider how their project could be evaluated. The other cool thing about this one is there are not many projects in the EU which go for small projects. And they easily can do sub 1 million, sub 500,000. It's just a different department which does that. And the other thing which I really like, and that sounds maybe not so fun for the founders, is they always want to co-invest. So they give up to 60%. And why do I think it's important? And it comes back to my previous discussion when I started, is saying, it's one important thing that you learn the language of trying to raise money for your projects. It also makes you better with your customers. And so they basically, the EU fund is always saying the maximum I fund within certain reasons is 60%, and the other 40% you will have to found somewhere else. So so that's kind of in a nutshell why I like the EU Innovation Fund, and the website is also not too bad. So some of the work has been done for you here.
Thank you for that. That's really inspiring. Great to see. Are there any more? Yeah, I think you have another interesting slide, right, that you wanted to share with us?
I don't know. We'll have to try if I can get that.
Okay.
Because I have kind of shown up my computer slightly different. But I will try to share that because I think it's an important slide. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, cool. It's a little bit different slide, but I wanted to share this, and I think it's just a fact for you guys, and why this program, Climate-KIC, is so important. If you look at this slide, which I'm giving you again, public knowledge, and you look at the debt, that's basically meaning a company which has enough equity or is good enough that it can get debt, because we bankers always want to get our money back, and we only get very little money for what we give you. There's nothing. If you look at it, there's solar industry, the wind industry, a little bit of solar plus storage, and a little bit floating wind and hydroelectric, but there's nothing really else, right? And that makes this program Climate-KIC so important, that currently in the big markets, there is nothing which is really financeable and has reached a maturity in technology to provide funding through the banking sector. And what we're trying to do with supporting you guys with these discussions is to really make one of your projects be seen here, that of the 129 billion of the funding market in Europe in 2022 to 2024, there's a new sector which will be part of this funding requirement in whatever shape or form, maybe something we don't know yet. So so that's how I wanted to conclude today, kind of to give you a little bit of inspiration why it's so important to have you in the room and do all this hard work for the world.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And if I understand it correctly, you're also really saying that you're trying to create a different view or a different mindset on how to approach funding, right? And how to look at getting the right funding, because it's not just about needing the money, but also how you look at it and what it can do for your company.
Correct. I think one of the areas which, frankly, with having in the last years looked at these support programs, is that I find founders need to hone additional skills. And this one additional skill, which is so critical in when you want to scale from being a small scale company to actually getting your first debt deal. And very often you as a founder have to do that yourself. Your language has to change. You already see probably how I speak about things. And the way you can hone this skill is by always applying for additional funding, even if it's small scale, even if it's with a government in your area, in your local area. This really makes a difference. Or even going to the local bank, because they're very often going to say no, but a no is great because they will say no, why? You can always ask why. And if it's a no, that's kind of, it's not a failure, it's just another thing to learn how to get better.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of little kind of thing I always want to say to founders. Don't think it's bad to ask for money. Just learn why they say no.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So you're actually suggesting to have this talk as soon as possible, right? And it could be in different ways, also approaching a local bank, for example. Is there any other final maybe insight or tip that you say, especially when you're in early stages, don't wait too long with this, or don't underestimate the effort that it takes? Maybe is there one final thought from your side?
I mean, I have said this, it's a lot of effort, right? If your financing discussion ultimately is not 60% of your daily work, then I think either you have a super duper project and are super lucky, or you haven't approached it the right way yet. The other area, which it's kind of a newer thing which I find, is to look for your strategic partners and make compromise, give some of your firm away. Try to find a strategic partner. The amount of time a strategic partner can save is I cannot even quantify. So maybe all my numbers are wrong. If you have a strategic partner, they will provide so much support for you, which you can't even see today. So my other thing would be, if you are lucky that you're in an industry where you maybe are a disruptor, don't hesitate too much to find somebody who is an incumbent or an industry player and try to team up with them.
Yeah, this is a very interesting, different view to add for the approach of these founders. Thank you so much, Katrina. This has been extremely helpful and inspiring. Hope to see you again sooner, maybe next year. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, so we're nearing the conclusion of the show, and in just a few moments we will unveil today's winner. But before that, we'll take one final brief intermission, so stay with us and we'll be back shortly. So welcome back. We've seen great initiatives come by. Everyone has fantastic ideas and a pretty cool path ahead of them. But within a competition, there are only a few teams that can claim ultimate victory and receive the prizes. And it's time. The jury has selected 3 teams. It's incredibly exciting. So let's quickly ask the jury to come back on stage. Please, jury, come back. Welcome. Thanks again. Sebastian, it's almost time for you, all of you, to unveil the top 3 winners. But how did you experience today from the other side of the table?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to see 6 great pitches today, very inspiring ideas and initiatives, and congrats to all of you for making it to the finals. And yeah, the decision was very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we selected a winner and looking forward to it.
Great, thanks so much. And also start a small note for you. Please prepare a small speech because I will give you the chance to say a few words after the announcements. All right, but then it's time. We will start with the first announcement. Sjoerd, I'd like to ask you to come over. Welcome back. So one thing, how was the atmosphere in the deliberation room?
It was intense. We had some big discussions, but in the end, I'm happy that we could come to an agreement and pick a top 3.
You came out without a fight.
We did.
Okay, that's good. So, and one final thing, you're about to announce who has the bronze, and not to give it away yet, but what does it do for the team?
Well, we really see this this prize. By the way, all 6 pitches we saw were very strong, and I particularly also felt that the Q&A, which obviously was not recorded, was handled very well by all candidates. And everyone in the jury agreed with that. So the number 3 we settled on, we think, can really use this prize as an encouragement prize because we do think they're onto something. It's a new but fast-growing market, and I think the jury sees that. And by awarding this prize, we want to encourage them to continue to further their ideas and build out this business.
Wow, I think that's already kind of an interesting pressure to hear these words from the jury. Very empowering. But okay, Sjoerd, I think it's time for the drum rolls, please.
The third prize goes to Wattwise. Congratulations.
Woo! Congratulations. Congratulations, Team Wattwise. So how do you feel?
Yay! Thank you very much. I heard new and fast growing and I was like, that's us. So very exciting. Thank you so much. I have to say, we applied to ClimateLaunchpad on an absolute whim. But it was super useful. All the workshops, the teachings, the coaching just really helped us focus and get our 7 things together. And yeah, very excited and very happy to have won 3rd place. Thank you.
Thank you for the compliments and very well done. Thank you so much, Team Wattwise. All right, well, it feels great to finally learn more about today's winners. Let's continue. I think, Ekaterina, you will announce the runner-up of today. Why do you believe that this team deserves to be on stage?
Well, we were very impressed by the experience of the team. We also liked that they've already started testing and rolling out their product. And, without giving it away too much, but their impact is both great for the planet and for the people.
Okay, you're making me very curious. So I think it's time almost for another drum roll. So who goes to 2nd place?
Congratulations to Terra Versa.
Terra Versa! Woo!
Yay!
Congratulations, very well done. Are there any few words from your side?
Yes, this evening it will be Fiesta in Spain. I'd like to say that the money, I'm going to use it towards trying to build a partner in industry. I'm very interested in seeing if we can work with existing industry to try to scale up the project instead of trying to do it independently, because I think ultimately the goal is to change industry and the processes and fabrication that is currently going on in industry, try to work with a partner that is a polluter and make them a non-polluter. So the money will be going towards building some samples and trying to make that partnership work.
Wow. Well, good luck with that. And thanks for letting us know what your plans are next. We will definitely follow you in your future. But thanks again and congratulations. Thank you, Ekaterina. Right now, I'm kind of excited and nervous because it's about to unveil the winner of tonight. Marianne, can I ask you to join me on stage again? Because you have the name of today's winner. But looking back at the pitches, what do you think really made this team stand out?
Yeah, it's a great honor that I'm here to announce the winner. And we were very much impressed by their powerful pitch. Very powerful pitch, full of contagious enthusiasm. But at the same time, not losing their focus on making real impact in the sector. So that combination was really for us super interesting.
Wow, okay, yeah, I can totally imagine that. So I think without any further ado, who will be the 2024 Europe finalist and win this competition?
And the winner is BioCM. Congratulations.
Woo!
Wow. Thank you so
Congratulations, the finalist of 2024 in Europe. What a title. How does that make you feel?
Wow, it's really such an honor. Thank you so much to really the Climate Launchpad team. Really, we've learned so much throughout the journey. It's been such an amazing opportunity to be with all these teams, to see all their journey and their experiences. And yeah, we're very honored. Thank you so much.
Well, that's very good to hear. And of course, all the best of luck to you. We'll make sure to follow you with whatever it is that lies in the future ahead of you. But I'm sure it's a lot of great things. And what a day it has been. The finals are coming to an end. And I would really like to invite here to celebrate us, everyone within walking distance, unfortunately, to join me on stage. And thank you, Climate Launchpad, for organizing this and making all of this happen. The funder, Bank of America, our partner, EIT Climate-KIC, the whole organization, the steering committee, the jury, everyone involved. And I think also David from Climate-KIC, I'd like to ask you on stage because you have a few final words you'd like to say too.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alyssa. And thank you, of course, to all of the startups who have participated today. Climate Launchpad is a great collaborative effort. And I just really want to shine a spotlight on a couple of the people who work really hard behind the scenes on this program and have done so over a number of years. But they're sometimes a little bit invisible. So I want to welcome up Emily, Suze, and Adric, and just say a huge thank you for all of your efforts on the program. I know, Emily, you've been working on Climate Launchpad for 5 or 6 years now. It's just your leadership has been so instrumental to everything that we've been able to achieve. Susan, you've been a great impact in just a couple of years. Your kind of sunny disposition and smile is so infectious. And it's just been great with all the partners. And Adric, you've put in so much effort into all of our events over the years. So a heartfelt thank you from myself personally and from everyone at Climate-KIC as well.
Thank you. Woo! Thank you. All right, then I think it's time to make a toast, right?
Yeah, thank you, David, for your loved words. We did it with a lot of pleasure. For me, yeah, for me in the last 6 years, but for the Technical University here in Delft for the last 11 years. And we want to thank you also, but all the trainers, the national leads, Bank of America, Irish Aid, and EIT Climate-KIC, of course, and the trainers for all the things and hard work they have done. But we didn't, and we couldn't do it without all the participating teams. So congratulations also to them, and cheers for all the years to come.
See you all in 2025. Thanks so much.